You want me to put that on my Tudor?
The Harry's Wife Guide to Fucking It Up. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I'm going to utilise a short summary that was written by Hermes Blanket on the St. Harry's Wife Reddit thread, as it is an accurate summation of the position that Harry and Harry's wife found themselves in and now find themselves in. And interestingly, questions are posed as to what has caused all of this, which I'm going to explain to you so that you can then explain to others. Harry, 5 years ago, has never had to learn a living, has never even had to think about making a living, has been adored by the public since birth, thanks to Buckingham Palace PR and his status as the lovable, vulnerable son of Saint Diana, is globally famous but seldom criticised, and any misstep is written off as youthful shenanigans. Has long-standing friends, a father who's sometimes clumsy but who loves him, and a big brother who looks out for him. Has all the security he could ever want, protected by Britain's best, can travel anywhere he wants, any time. Now, other than the fact, of course, that King Charles isn't able to love as a narcissist, that's largely an accurate summation. Harry's wife, 5 years ago, suddenly finds herself at the apex of fame, has gone from a minor cable actress to Duchess of Sussex, is poised to be able to meet any celebrity she wants, help any cause she wants, make unknown designers famous with the lift of a finger, wear priceless jewels, and travel in first-class luxury for the rest of her life. She's on the cover of every magazine, endlessly adored and praised. Never will she have a financial worry ever again. The future King of England walks her down the aisle. Again, an accurate summation of the position, and one, of course, that a mid-range narcissist would absolutely revel in. Such opportunity to assert control over so many people. Fuel flowing from every quarter. Character traits galore and residual benefits that are so delicious it would provoke envy in so many other individuals. Harry, now, has sold out his family for money. Their relationship with him is icy. Despised and mocked by most of the British public, and on media all over the world as a weakling, dominated by his wife. Has lost his old friends. His brother doesn't speak to him anymore. Is balding fast. Is by his own account dependent on weed, possibly other substances as well. Due to security concerns and paranoia, he sits around at home most of the time, where he interacts with no one but his wife, 2 toddlers, and domestic staff. A job has been invented for him, but it requires little or nothing of him. He lives away, far away, from everything and everyone he once knew. Harry's wife now. Her reputation is in tatters, no matter how much PR she pays for or how many awards she buys. There are entire YouTube channels with thousands of subscribers devoted to making fun of her and Harry's missteps. Television shows, comics, and print media mock her too. Both her own family, except Doria, and Harry's family despise her. Her sister is suing her. She tries many different projects, but they all turn to shit. The A-list celebrities she invited to her wedding want nothing to do with her or Harry. She is back in California, where she wanted to be, but more isolated than ever. They had everything. They threw it away. Who is to blame? Each other, of course. It would be a miracle if they didn't, and easy to predict the reasons. He thinks she misled him in promising an idyllic life in Los Angeles, and resents having to give up his life and friends, as well as having his reputation and popularity utterly ruined. She's angry he didn't personally strangle the editor of the Daily Mail and shut down every single tabloid and YouTube channel that criticised her, as well as force the royal family to give her everything she wanted, and probably have MI6 assassinate Samantha to top it off. And probably a million other grudges. The only question is, when will it all come to a head? So there's a summary by Hermes Blanket, which is, on the whole, accurate. And it shows, once again, that Harry's wife got herself into a position that few would. And then, in a few short years, she's managed to fuck it up. Why? Quite simply, the very thing that got her there in the first place was also unable to keep her there. Her narcissism made her strive, caused her to hunt down Harry, ensnare him, and thereafter elevate herself in terms of title, status, money, prominence, and fame. Unlike other narcissists that have bolted on to royal families, she has failed, because her narcissism caused her to then go down the route of trying to challenge the very institution that she became a part of, the very institution without which she was a nobody, an unheard-of cable actress who's not that attractive, nor is she ugly, one without talent, an unremarkable individual joining the hundreds of millions of other unremarkable individuals. Except she wanted more, because her narcissism told her that she was entitled to more, and when she got more, it didn't stop. It decided that it wanted her to have even more, because each and every day Harry's wife has fucked up because her narcissism strove to cause her to assert control in a way which created collateral consequences. It caused her to be all the more outlandish, so that people started to take notice and listen to people such as me. It caused people to start to realise, hang on, that doesn't make sense, or wait a minute, she's contradicted herself, or I don't believe that. That's something of a whopper. And then as people began to pick up on that, and as she started to fuck it up, she then had to squeeze all the harder. And unfortunately, the level of her narcissism is not one which has the relevant level of skill to achieve that. And thus, where others would have nullified the threats to control much more successfully, all she continued to do was, as she played a game of whack-a-mole, each time she knocked one whack-a-mole on the head, 4 more popped up, then 8, then 16, then 32. The more that she sought to assert control, and succeeded in the moment, of course, the more fuel that she sought to obtain, the more that she did that caused more and more people to fact-check her, to watch what she was doing, to scrutinise what she had to say. It caused many to then adopt a default setting of, I don't believe anything that she says, and I will look and find fault, possibly even where there isn't any. But they will do so nevertheless. Supporters began to desert her. And, as Hermes Blanket has detailed, those that she wanted to be around turned their back upon her. She is a shining example of how certain narcissists fuck up their lives. And with her, she has done it perhaps on the grandest scale that you could see. Other narcissists fuck up, but they do so on a local level, and essentially they then move on to somebody else, and move on to somebody else, and then move on to somebody else. But with her, she really did have it all. Fame, money, access to dresses and sparkly things, the world looking at her, much of the world wanting her to succeed, excited by the prospect of an outlier compared to the normal individual that was found within the royal family, joining that royal family. Her narcissism, if it was a different type, could have harnessed so much, but it didn't. And Harry sold the lie that so many narcissists do, drawn in with all of the golden period, with the shiny pretty things and the spicy poontang and the whispered words of compassion and desire, and I'll protect you, Harry. Drawn away from everything that he loved, everything that he knows. He, the victim, that became complicit as he entered into their awful shared fantasy, that he became a participant in their folie à deux. And now, look at them now. He, a shadow of his former self, but yet not able to wake up and realise that he willingly remains within a nightmare. And she, laughed at, ridiculed, the piss taken out of her, lurching from one PR disaster to another. But unless, as I mentioned yesterday, there is a kaboom moment with regard to the opening of the floodgates, if it remains a drip, 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 she will just continue to fuck it up, as she already has. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.